Hi, I'm Tony Redmond, and I have the pleasure and privilege of being with Paul Robichaud of Quadrotech here today. We're going to talk about Microsoft Teams, and we're going to talk about it with a very, very specific aspect, and that is that these guys have recently moved over to use Teams.
Yes, we have.
And they have some real experience of actually using this technology inside a very distributed company. So Paul, tell us, what did Quadrotech use before Teams?
So before we moved to Teams, we had on-premises Skype headquartered in our
Right.
data center in Switzerland. We've got employees in 7 countries.
Okay.
So all of our Skype operations were out of that on-prem data center. We were already on Exchange Online.
Yep.
In fact, we're using all the Office 365 workloads.
So you're really exploiting the whole thing.
We've been drinking the Kool-Aid for a long time. So when Teams was introduced, we already had a pretty active and thriving set of Slack channels. That was an example where our employees saw a need for a communication platform. Slack happened to be
Now, was
available.
that Shadow IT?
It started as Shadow IT, and it became officially blessed once we saw that people were using it productively as part of their normal
But was
day-to-day
Slack
operations.
the sole way that people collaborated?
No, people still used email. They still mailed attachments back and forth. We had pockets of SharePoint adoption within the company, but of course, one of the problems we have with SharePoint persistently is that it's complicated for people to use,
Right.
and if you don't know exactly where a document should go, it can be confusing and it can be off-putting, quite frankly.
So what's the situation now? I mean, after a couple of months with Teams, where do you think it's good points, high points, low points?
I'm really pleased with it so far,
Yeah.
both as an end user in terms of how I can use it to communicate with people. It's a very useful tool, but also broadly in terms of the way that it's been adopted. I'm pleased that without a lot of organized coaching, our employees have taken it up because it works better than what they had before. Let me give you an example.
Right.
When we were trying to coordinate the process of getting a camera crew and people and materials together to shoot these videos in Budapest, which is where we are now, it was trivial to create a new group chat, invite the people who needed to be in it, and then from that point forward, we had a permanent, searchable, indexed, persistent record of the conversations.
Including documents and shooting?
Including documents and schedules and all the other items that needed
Right.
to be associated with that group chat. We didn't have to do anything in email. Everybody had access to it within and without the company. So for example, you're a guest user in our tenant,
So,
and
yeah,
yet
yeah.
you had seamless access to all that data.
Yep.
None of it cluttered up our Exchange infrastructure. Nobody ever mailed me an attachment, which I detest. Right? I
Okay.
don't want to get attachments in email if I don't have to, because the experience in handling them on mobile devices is not awesome.